Hey guys, what's up? Sean here, and welcome to the Elektrify Wrestling Podcast Raw 25 recap and Enzo Amore breaking news special.
Hi, I'm Scott.
He is. And in the description, you will find links to Facebook, where we're also going to be posting this episode from now on. So you can watch it there if you really like watching through Facebook, or you can just follow because maybe you go on Facebook a lot and you'll see our shit. Also, there is the link to the website, which has these episodes posted as well through the YouTube embed and a audio version that is there if you just want to play the audio. I'm going to figure out some way to get it so you can download it, but for right now, it's just a little player that will play the audio along with the links and other shit is listed there. Also, there's a Twitter, which I have to actually use, but it's there and you can follow it, and it will tweet out when the videos get posted because that's automatic and I don't actually have to do anything to get that to happen. Also, my links are down there. You should send me links so I can put yours down there. Right now they're just mine because I know my own links and I don't.
I'm happy you know your own links.
I don't know what your links are. So, and I keep meaning to ask for them, but it's
happy you asked for them on it.
For the 3 people watching this, it didn't seem relevant that they could find your links, really.
Yeah,
like, I wasn't worried about it.
I think they'll be okay.
I think they will. So, we're going to start with Enzo Amore, because yesterday he was suspended before Raw, which I didn't know until after Raw, because somewhere I was in a void of confusion, I guess. No, I was busy getting ready to take notes for the first time ever. Never taken notes on Raw. I don't take notes. So I was prepping for notes and producing the video I did upload, so I missed that Enzo had been suspended. Apparently, he's been released.
Yeah, via TMZ about maybe 10 minutes ago.
So this is breaking news. Apparently, he was accused of doing something not so nice with some lady in Phoenix in a hotel. The details on that are still vague because it's basically just being investigated. But apparently, WWE believes it happened because they fired him.
Supposedly, most of the investigation is over, but they just decided to say it today.
I mean, they definitely... Okay. On the scale of did he do it, it seems like a 10 because they fired him.
And because it's Enzo.
And they were much more patient with Rich Swann.
Yeah, Rich Swann's still suspended, but he's not fired.
Yeah, he definitely did it too because people saw it and he admitted basically that he did it, but they didn't fire him.
I didn't think they would be this quick with Enzo. I know he's had a lot of backstage heat, but he was their champion. So
yeah, so he apparently did it, whatever it exactly was. And well, so the Cruiserweight division is a little bit in flux, I guess, which it always is. It's the Cruiserweight division.
Somehow the 205 Live division, or whatever you want to call it, has went from awful to literally useless. Yeah. They lost their biggest star.
I guess, I mean, they didn't mention it on Raw last night, which we'll talk about in a minute, but I guess they'll have to address this on SmackDown, although I don't know because it's not technically on SmackDown.
No.
But they'll have to address it tonight on 205 Live, I think.
I hope they don't do a tournament. I would assume Cedric Alexander will end up with the title somehow because I don't know who else to give it to.
I know this won't happen, but can they just end the division here?
They could.
Like, just be done.
Save people. Because
it's not working out, I would say, and now they've lost Enzo. So unless they send Ricochet here, I don't know.
Don't send Ricochet.
I'm just saying, like that's the only thing I could see to save the division at this point.
Well, they've lost their 2 biggest stars of this division. So Neville left because he lost to Enzo, and now Enzo's being Enzo.
And this took place in October, so I don't know how long they've known.
Well, the woman didn't tweet it out until yesterday, so that's when it really... when it really got...
So, because I know that it had been reported a few days later, I saw yesterday. It was like a week or so, maybe. But I didn't know that it was tweeted, okay. So, that's how this... Basically, they didn't care until it got tweeted.
Yeah, that's usually how WWE works.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm pretty sure that's bad, but hey. So no more Enzo Amore, but I guess that's all we have to say on Enzo. I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve that much time.
No, I don't know what they're going to do here moving forward, but I guess we'll find out. I don't think they know. So, on to the Raw 24th anniversary, 25th season commemorative episode where they got through almost the whole night. A few people said 25th anniversary. They also printed it in a graphic for Carl's Jr. and Hardy's, which I was very annoyed by because I was like, you had time to proofread that. So why did you screw that up? But anyway, on to the kickoff, which started with Shane and Stephanie in the ring with no kayfabe. They were not competing commissioners or anything. They didn't care that one was on SmackDown and one was on Raw. They didn't care at all. And they were talking about how, basically there's only one man responsible for this other than the fans or something.
Yep.
They showed a video package of all the greatest moments, which was from that show they did a week ago, the USA and Network special. And Vince came out to his music.
Yep, as he always does. Cheered, by the way, as loud as can be.
Yep, very, very loudly cheered by a crowd who hates everything he decides, basically.
Yeah.
Like a crowd who booed Roman as hard as Roman's been booed in quite a while, cheering Vince as hard as they could.
As should happen, of course, because that makes sense.
So,
Even thank you, Vince, was being chanted.
So, they decide, to present him with a plaque.
Hey.
Which they funded on GoFundMe.
Which definitely isn't true.
With the help of the fans, I guess.
Yeah, doubt that.
So, the GoFundMe plaque, which Vince did not like, he said plaque is on your teeth, and he did not think it was worthy of him, even though, 5 seconds before that, he tried to leave the ring because he didn't want to celebrate. He's not into celebrating, he said. He doesn't like patting himself on the back, which is why we're doing this freaking show, is to pat himself on the back. But he doesn't like patting himself on the back.
Right.
The whole episode was patting Vince on the back.
Yeah.
That was the whole point.
Any anniversary show is patting Vince on the back.
And they do a lot of them.
You know what's scary? After how this show went, we didn't say how we felt about the show yet, but there is SmackDown 1000 this year.
Oh, God.
So you can only imagine what will happen on that show.
Undertaker returns, I bet.
Maybe Edge will be there.
I bet
Undertaker will return and he'll have a match.
If they advertise Undertaker returns again, I will lose my mind. So anyway, Vince basically goes on a little bit of a rant about the plaque before, Stone Cold comes.
Yeah, it was great.
It was good. And then kayfabe kind of returns here.
Yep.
We go back right into this is no longer a celebration. Everyone's no longer friends.
It's now the Attitude Era.
Yep, we've gotten a time machine. And Vince explains how he's joined AARP, and he's a senior citizen now. He has arthritis. He lives in a retirement community.
Yeah, okay.
He never travels, clearly. He's never at the show. He just lives at home in his little bed. And he's trying to sell Shane off to get stunned, basically. Mm-hmm. He's auctioning up Shane. Stephanie, at this point, somehow disappears.
Yeah, she left.
I don't know where. Just 1 minute she was there, and then she was gone.
Let's be honest. The crowd would have went crazy if Stone Cold stunned Stephanie.
Yeah. It was weird. It was just weird because I really didn't notice she was gone. And at the end of the segment, I'm like, she just left her dad and brother to die.
Yeah.
Did not care at all. She could have called, Hunter down. Like, Hunter, help.
Hunter was at the other show.
Hunter was probably still there at that point.
Probably.
But no one was at the other show. That's
no, they lied. It was all lies.
So, he goes to stun Shane, which he does.
Of course. Everyone loved it.
Shane flops on the ground, and Vince is like, cool. And the music plays, and we're all going to be happy.
Share a beer, all that good stuff.
Yeah, everything's good. Vince gets some beer on his suit, which really made him mad.
Yeah.
He also clearly didn't drink the first gulp of beer. He pours it straight down his shirt.
Yeah.
It was weird.
I don't know why he was trying to be Stone Cold, but Stone Cold tries to drink it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if for some reason he couldn't drink it. He was on some medication. But then clearly later he's drinking it again. So I was like, I don't know unless it was empty at that point. But I was like, what is going on? So anyway, then as Vince begins to leave the ring, the music stops. Vince, for some reason, takes that as a cue to turn around. I don't know why you want to just keep walking, man. Just run. He gets stunned. He's on the ground. He sold it. Okay.
Like Vince can only sell it.
Oh yeah, okay. For a guy who's like 100 at this point, it was
he sold it like he did on the original Stunner that he like died, and I'd like to say Rusev tweeted that he made fun of Vince and how he sold it.
So then Shane emerges from the dead. He gets up off the ground. He gets a beer. He starts drinking it, and that was a mistake. I don't know why he didn't just stay down. He gets stunned. And Stone Cold goes on to celebrate by dropping every beer can thrown to him and then just taking one and smashing it with his hand because he couldn't control two at a time.
I have some problems with it. While it was great, I love Austin. Happy we got the stunners, but why didn't he talk?
Yeah.
He's their best like promo ever.
I guess they thought it was funny that he was like basically miming the whole situation.
I guess. I mean, the main point was how Vince was saying he did it all by himself, and clearly Austin's the one that saved it.
I think they definitely could have cut some of the plaque time down to give Austin time to speak.
Yeah.
I think cutting the plaque time wouldn't have been so bad. Like, it was fine, and then Vince got into like the fifth joke about how he's old.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, man, we know you're old.
The guy was like,
no one's confused about your age. We can see. We can see.
I was like, is Austin going to get a microphone? No? Okay, he's just going to, okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, and I think the fans would have appreciated him speaking, but at least the crowd at that point seemed into it, that, like, they got stunned.
If I was to rate that segment out of 10, which I might do for every one of these.
Okay, out of 10.
I will give this one a 7. This was maybe the best segment.
Well, I was going to say, is this on a, like, weighted scale for this evening? Like is everything...
Oh, if it's weighted scale, it might be the 10.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
All right, well, weighted scale, how Raw 25 weight.
Yeah,
he'll get a 9.
Because if we were like ranking the segments, this is up there.
Yeah,
it's like,
this is definitely a 9. Though.
Especially if it's the old people segments. I mean, there was a poker game that came back about 26 times tonight. And I don't know why.
Yeah, I lost track.
It was at least 4 times. Like,
yeah.
And then the poker game booked a match.
They did. They did the whole Kurt Angle thing where we settle this in the ring.
So then they cut to Michael Cole, who rambles off like everything that's going to happen tonight. And then it's like, but coming up next, we've got an 8-woman tag. And it was like, okay.
This was disheartening.
Maybe this will be at the other building.
Yeah, or something.
Because they kicked off the show technically at the other building for like half a second with JR. And an annoying siren, which I'm sure is an old Raw thing. It is. But
I figured that out after.
Oh my God, it was killing me. I was like, I can't hear him. Like, what is he saying? So they come back with Nia Jax, Alicia Fox, Mandy Rose, and Sonya Deville against Asuka, Bayley, Mickie James, and Sasha Banks. Paige is at ringside and was mentioned to be at ringside with a neck injury, and that she can't compete tonight or in the Rumble due to her neck injury.
Something tells me Paige isn't completely retired. I mean, you don't keep strolling her out there.
See, you do if you don't know what else to do because the storyline's already going and she's under contract. I don't know. I think
they could do something with
there were so many reports that, like, it seems weird. Have they ever reported before that someone's career was over who wasn't? Like, I don't remember that being a thing that happens by accident.
That's true.
Like, it doesn't seem like...
I mean, everyone said Daniels was over, but we know it's really not.
But I even think Daniels, though, he's in a better place to come back because one... Like, there's no good way of actually testing a brain at this point. Like, it's hard to detect any of this. So, like, if he just seems better one day, they can be like, all right. But, like, if her... You know, you can look at her neck and be like, yeah, it's bent like this.
She definitely shouldn't have came back anyways.
Probably not. So, at this time, at least, Paige seems to still be part of this. She's still going to be at ringside and doing things.
Yeah, good for
her. She probably can't take a bump or do anything, so I'm not sure.
She's essentially useless.
So, they went to break. They come back with Nia mid-entrance. Then everyone else's entrances go really fast. The bell rings... after Nia had originally smashed and beaten people down before the bell. She attacks Asuka, whereas everyone else just brawls. The referee separates them, starts the match, and they immediately go to break.
There was so many commercials at so many bad times.
So, yeah. So they go to break, and I was like, okay. So then they come back. The match continues for a bit. They do some stuff, and then they go to break.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, all right. I get that this is a match of the people who are in the Rumble. And that's, why these teams are like this. But I'm sorry, I'm not that interested in who wins because it's not a real, storyline, basically. So we don't need 2 breaks. This match doesn't need to be so long for 2 breaks. And that's not even what it was. It was just they went to break twice because I don't know. I'm not really sure. Did the first segment go way over?
Yeah, it went 20 minutes.
But I feel like that's every Raw.
Well, they like to keep it lower. I don't know.
So I feel like every Raw goes that long. I mean, it must have gone a little longer.
Well, Vince was talking about plaque for 7 minutes. So, I mean, what are you going to do?
They come back from the second break during the match, and people start to brawl on the outside. The heels start to attack the faces on the outside. In the ring is Sasha and Alicia, who Alicia had been beating up Sasha earlier in between the 2 breaks.
Yeah.
Sasha was not doing so well. As the brawl on the outside is happening, Alicia is looking to the outside for some reason. She really cares about her teammates.
She missed a boot or something. No.
Yeah, it sounds like she's looking.
No one cares.
She gets put in the bank statement. She taps. For some reason, the heels on the outside just vanish. The brawl ends. Because usually these kinds of things, the brawl just keeps going.
Especially in, Royal Rumble build-up.
Yeah. So the brawl ends.
They do what they did after, but with all of them.
Yeah. So the brawl ends. Mickie James goes to celebrate on the middle rope and gets dumped on her fucking head. I thought she died by Asuka. And at first, I was like, why does Asuka hate Mickie James?
Yeah. I was like...
Is this the feud?
Happening?
Is this the Mania feud we're going to build towards Mickie James and Asuka? I was concerned for a second.
Don't question them. You will get it.
I was concerned, but then she continues and she throws
Bailey out, and then Sasha's like, what was that for? And she throws her out.
She throws everyone over the top rope to demonstrate that she's the best. But we're missing the key part of this match, I thought, was the commentary. Now, first...
Why is this key?
Seriously. Because I think it helps predict the Rumble. Because all this time, everyone's been saying that Asuka's the favorite.
Oh, I agree with this.
Michael was saying Nia's the favorite, which was new. And at first, I was like, wait, does that mean Asuka's actually winning it? Because I'm still on the Ronda Rousey's doing this thing.
Yep, I think I'm getting on that train.
But then, Michael asks at one point, okay, Corey, who do you got? And he says, Asuka. Then he asks Booker, who do you got? And Booker, because he's a pain in the ass, says, I don't know, man, it's too many people to pick from. It's like, dude, it's in 7 days. It's in 6 days at that point. Make up your mind. Just pick someone. Yeah. So he picks no one. So then Michael has to pick himself, and he picks Nia, which means 1 Asuka, 1 Nia. Now, Asuka threw everyone over the top rope.
Yeah, that automatically means I don't think she's winning.
Yeah, it'd be really weird for her to win.
I'd be shocked now.
Now, Nia could.
I'd be shocked.
The only reason she still could is because Alexa and Nia.
That's true.
It makes sense for that.
But they don't like to make sense.
I know, but there's still that's Nia's hope for me.
Yep,
that's still on the table.
Way too much hope.
But I also think that although at the beginning I feared this meant Asuka won because how much Michael was talking up Nia, and then they hadn't really been talking her up. They've mentioned it, but they hadn't been like, oh, she's going to do it. Right. They explain how it's hard to dump her out because you got to get everyone involved, but also big people don't win very often.
Ever.
They explain this. But I now think because they went 50-50 on their picks and Booker picked nothing, that it can't be either of the two of them.
That leaves one person.
Bailey. No? Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke. Is she in it?
Yeah, she is.
Okay, well, she's become a manager.
Well, my point is, if had this been a year ago when Bailey was not dead, I would believe Bailey would win. But now she's dead, gone.
Dead?
She's almost Dana Brooke.
So, I think we're heading towards Ronda Rousey. I have nothing to back this. I mean, she's up there on the odds because she's Ronda Rousey. But it's not like she's shot to number 1 or anything. There's no weirdness going on. Yeah. It's still, I think, Asuka number 1. So the odds haven't really solidified yet. We're not at that part of the week where Randy Orton's guaranteed the victory.
It even makes sense. He's up there again, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what. Like, they're gonna go back to back with Randy Orton after how great his title reign went.
His year was. Don't have to say title reign.
But just like it didn't obviously draw eyeballs. Yeah. So I just thought the commentary was interesting because it seemed to get away from Asuka being the favorite, but then Asuka still got the end match segment. So I think Asuka and Nia somehow.
I don't want to spoil anything from my predictions, but Asuka was probably going to be my pick until she did all the dumping. Then every time they do that, they lose. Like, I've watched back Royal Rumbles, and the only time they like definitively say the winner was like 2009 when they like had this whole Randy Orton thing. Like during the promo, they start like playing his music instead of like going through all the people who might win. I was like, why spoil it?
Yeah, Randy Orton, man. So I don't know. We'll see who wins. We got predictions to do.
Remember, there's an entire SmackDown side too. None of them will win, but everyone's forgetting that they're also in the Rumble.
Well, that's why they gotta go back to like you can pick whatever title you want.
I think they're supposed to.
Because especially on the men's side, it's like, well, Roman's fighting Brock, so SmackDown guys winning it, guys. It's booked. Write it down. Set it in stone. Will Shane win? Probably. Oh my God, I've seen that written places. I don't know where, because he's not in the odds anywhere, basically.
There's been crazy betting.
But like Cage Side Seats was like, Shane McMahon is winning the Rumble, period, end of discussion. I was like, no way.
This is why I can't wait for the prediction show, because picking that Royal Rumble winner is going to be ridiculous. I think it should be one person, but I don't know.
Prediction show, we're going to record it Wednesday. I'll get it up probably either Thursday or Friday. I don't know which one's the better day. It probably doesn't matter.
Friday might be better.
Friday, yeah. Because technically, because the SmackDown show recap
is
going
to go
up
takeover
late
Saturday,
Wednesday.
So you're good.
Oh, right. Takeover.
Hey, it's a good one. They're always good. You just don't know them.
Maybe we'll combine that with a SmackDown recap.
That's what we should do.
Briefly touch on
There you go.
Because it's going to be short. It's going to be bad. So anyway, now we go backstage to Kurt Angle, who's explaining to the referee how he wants no funny business tonight.
This was so messed up. I did not understand any of this, especially when we get to the end.
Yeah, it gets to the end. They get in the ring to just keep them separated. They just get out.
They leave. Yeah.
And Brock shows up. So he's back there talking to the ref about we don't want funny business. We're gonna reinforce the ring or the arena or the get rid of all the grappling hooks, please. Take care of it. So Jonathan Coachman comes in.
Good part. Love Jonathan Coachman.
Coachman comes in, and the Brooklyn Brawler and Harvey Whippleman.
I don't even know who that is. He walked in, I was like...
When they said Harvey,
I
was like, who? Who's Harvey? You said that like I should know. So I'm sure someone who watched in 1993 knows what they're talking about, but I don't.
Yeah, I barely know who the Brooklyn Brawler is.
Yeah, the name I feel like is just a good name. Harvey, not so much. But I wasn't even alive when whatever this was taking place.
I definitely wasn't either.
So I'm not sure that I should care. So then Teddy Long walks in and his music plays while he's doing it, even though they're
all backstage.
They're in an office somewhere. He dances, does not book a tag match. Heartbreaking. I was expecting him to book one.
Prediction show ruined.
Yeah.
That's how they should have did the women's thing.
Yeah.
They all should have been out there.
Or any of them. There were a lot of tag matches.
Well,
There were a lot of tag matches going on.
That's how they should have did the one that was made during the poker match.
Yeah, he should have been playing poker. Maybe. Then Brother Love comes in, and he loves everyone, and then forgets who Jonathan Coachman is or doesn't know.
Brother Love was a weird one.
I assume he was supposed to not know Coach, based on the fact that I imagine maybe they weren't.
They weren't on TV ever at the same time. So
yeah. Although
Brother Love's old.
Yeah. So I figured that's what that was about, or he just forgot Coach's name. One of the two. Yep. But I assume this was pre-taped, so I can't imagine he actually forgot it because they should have just reshot it. But
correct.
I'm not sure. Then the Boogeyman comes in with his music.
Of course.
In the office.
Eating his worms.
He's got worms in his mouth, which he then swallows almost and then takes out of his mouth and places them into Coach's hand.
Yeah. May I add, they weren't moving. They weren't dead.
No, they were alive worms.
I feel bad for the Boogeyman. Every time he comes back, he's in like a backstage thing, but he puts all the makeup on.
Hey, the crowd popped when he came backstage. Of course they did.
Everyone loves the Boogeyman.
I was just sad he didn't get to interact with like Matt or something.
Anyone.
Just some.
He reacted with Bray during a Rumble once.
I feel like I predicted something to do with Enzo, so unfortunately that was no longer.
That
was no longer in the cards once we got to this point of the evening. My mistake.
So I wanted to bring this up at this point. Jonathan Coachman, went on Periscope after the show because that's what he does.
Okay, didn't know this.
And he's like, what they should have done is just do something like this in February when it's not a lead up to a pay-per-view.
But then it wouldn't have been the actual day or whatever the fuck the reason was.
There wasn't an actual day. They already got the number wrong. They messed everything up.
Why were they doing it today?
I don't know, because it actually was a few weeks ago. They just had it set up on this day.
I'm not sure.
But Coachman was like, they should have did it for like a week event or something. Instead, they kind of just...
Yeah, I mean, once we kind of recap the whole thing and I give my final thoughts, I was worried going into the show that it was going to be a bad go home and a bad anniversary show.
Nailed it.
Because I was worried they were going to try to do both at the same time. And they should just do the anniversary thing and basically forget the go home stuff.
I don't even need a go home show.
Well, the problem is nothing went home.
Well,
everything stayed at the
when
hotel.
When you do go home shows, they're supposed to highlight like the big matches,
which there are none.
Right, it's two rumbles. It's two rumbles, yes. And no one cares about the title matches.
60 wrestlers are involved in 2 matches.
Yes, it's the most ever that wrestlers are on one show.
Yeah, so they probably should have just not done that.
Done something good.
But unfortunately, they did try to mash them together, and they kept bouncing back and forth, but not even in ways that made sense. So at this point, it's like 8:50.
This is when it starts to get real messy.
And they're about to go to commercial break. And Michael Cole drops the bomb on us that Undertaker's return is next.
9 o'clock.
I was like, why?
I was for sure this was going to be at the end, but I'll say why once we...
Well, I figured just to keep viewers, you want to do this at the end.
Yeah, instead you did what you did, which is awful.
So, yeah, that was a mistake. So, anyway, we get... back from break, and we're at the Manhattan Center. We're outside.
First time in an hour.
There's terrible audio problems for a second. There's an echo and all kinds of weird stuff's going on. But they didn't even, I don't think, know that they were on yet for a second. JR and King were not on top of their game.
They were not. They weren't even awake. Legitimately. There was
King did okay, I thought.
King talked a lot.
The match, but... together, it was just a little weird.
There's something wrong with JR.
So then,
he's not himself.
I said this yesterday. I was like, is he okay? I
don't think so.
Something's weird. Because I was like,
maybe because his wife passed away.
People say he's bad at New Japan because he doesn't know who anyone is.
But he's not too good here.
He literally knew who everyone was.
Yeah.
So
he knew who the Undertaker was.
It shouldn't have been so.
And he wasn't even there for Stone Cold. What is that?
So, yeah, because they go to them at the side of the ring and he says, they were going to do the video package of The Undertaker. And he says,
great package, by the
way. He's the best human being or something. And King's like, is he even human?
That killed me.
And I don't know. It was weird. So, they show a video package of most of his...
It was all his Raw stuff.
Yeah, Raw stuff.
It was like a retirement video for just Raw.
Yeah. So, it includes Roman and Brock, things he doesn't win.
Yeah.
Well, Brock's a little more wishy-washy because they kept having matches forever.
There was a shocking person not in there too.
But Roman, it was just one time. So,
yep.
They show that, and then they come back, and I assume that in his original entrance. The lights don't dim.
I think when they showed back to that arena, there wasn't lights because I was so confused
because they had so many audio issues coming in from that break that I wasn't sure if they just couldn't figure out the lights or anything. Because then they even showed him opening the curtain, which I thought was Like I could
they
see
were having a tough time.
I didn't know what that camera angle was for. So The Undertaker comes out to his present day music. I thought they were going to go like old music, but they didn't. And in one of his present day gears, he switches gear a lot.
I think this was because he put the jacket, the gloves, and the hat down.
Oh.
I figured that out as I was like, why doesn't he have gloves on?
Yeah, and it was like it's like mix of ministry. I feel like this is end of an era thing. Did he wear this? Because it was when he had the mohawk, I think, is when he wore this sort of.
Well, it doesn't help that he had no gloves, so that messed everyone up.
Yeah, his arms, that's what it was.
His arms were very noticeable.
I didn't know that's what it was. It was the gloves. I was like, his arms are weird.
Because this is, like, he wore this type of robe, like, for a few Manias in a row.
Yeah, so he comes out with a very obvious wig.
Yeah.
It was like purple almost.
And it was like, it was bad.
Yeah, it was not great. And his promo is like not very long.
It's not very good either.
He basically explains for some reason he beat Mick Foley. I don't know why that was important.
Who wasn't there? Don't get me started about the people that weren't there. But
he beat Stone Cold and he beat his own flesh and blood Kane.
Who got taken by the Reaper. Don't forget the Reaper. Said it 12 times.
Sorry, I forgot the Reaper. We'll get to the commentary. Remind me when we're done with this.
Yep.
He says that the Raw is a sacred ground, and he, declares that it is time. What was the exact quote?
It is time that they finally rest in peace.
It is finally time that it's something you. Hang on. He said, talk about something really quick, because I had this point and I don't know where my note went.
It was all a mess. Let's just agree to that. Every Undertaker moment last night was a mess.
Okay, so about the commentary real quick while we're talking about this. So before the segment started, someone, I think it was JR, mentioned the word buried. And I was like, why am my own Twitter won't come up? My Twitter comes up for everything, man. This is fucking ridiculous. But hang on, he mentioned the word buried.
Yeah.
And then Undertaker uses the word buried at least once, maybe twice during his little speech.
Yeah.
Is this
your buried alive match?
Is this my buried alive match? That's what I'm asking.
I mean, they need to do something that doesn't involve the Undertaker having a real match. Can we agree to that?
I mean,
like when I say a real match, I mean a one-on-one singles match. He can't do those anymore.
He looked all right.
He did look better last night than he did
thought,
with Mania.
But it's not.
It's right there.
Where?
In the quotes.
Okay.
Your whole entire thing, honestly. Wow.
Okay, so he said, because the way that he said it was, it is truly time, and then he paused. Mm-hmm. And so everyone thought that he says he's done.
Right.
Because he said, everyone's fallen and this is sacred ground, and I finally declare. And then he said that you rest in peace. Not him. He didn't say I. So he basically said that everyone who I've beat from the classic Raws is dead now.
Yeah, it was very confusing.
Whatever
and then,
that means.
as you wanted to bring up the commentary, they didn't know what was going on.
No.
You wanted to bring up the commentary, right?
Yeah, so it's not in here where he said anything about the burying, but there was burying, and then they go back to briefly once this promo just ends, and JR says that sounded like a warning.
Yeah.
And then Jerry's just like, ah!
He was legitimately clueless.
So, I don't know if we're going to hear anymore, but I think we are.
I think we're definitely hearing it again.
And I think it's going to be in like a week or two.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do this because of what happened later on that night, but I think it's just for the Rumble, that part.
Well, see, the thing was, at the beginning of the segment, right, I thought he was going to list more people.
Yeah, I did too.
Because if he was listing people on Raw who have rested in peace,
yep,
and who have been buried, it would make sense to list everyone, and then there'd obviously be a glaring name off the Raw list who was missing, which is John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Because he has not been buried. And so I thought that was how we were going to get there.
Yep.
Was leaving, he's not on the list, but this list includes everyone on Raw, basically ever, except him. But then No. So I have no idea how we get there other than we don't even... It's not even like a retirement tease. It's just like Undertaker comes back and throat slashes at someone and we're just going there. Just like classic return Undertaker thing. I'm
trying to figure out how it happens now. Because I was for sure it was going to happen last night. Then they did that.
I mean, I was sure only because Dave Meltzer seemed sure.
Well, you know, Dave can be wrong sometimes.
Well, apparently a lot of times.
Yeah, he is wrong a lot.
But wasn't even close.
He made sure to say that this match will be happening.
Yeah, he's now still saying, well, I didn't say it tonight. I said that they were probably going to start tonight. And I was like, okay. You did,
what I wanted to get at was this match has to be more than just a singles match. Like we discussed.
Buried Alive.
It could be Buried Alive.
Am I wrong?
They did say bury a lot.
And do they usually... Because I was told by someone else that, yes, they do.
I don't really.
But I don't remember that being a Undertaker phrase.
No, he's usually digging souls. And
that was what it was. Holes. He said something like,
He said digging holes and burying souls or something.
Yeah. And I was like, burying souls. Except he's the only one who gets buried. But burying souls.
Yeah.
So I thought...
this match will probably be the biggest on the show because Brock and Roman's not big at all. I don't care what anyone tells me.
It's going to be John.
So, like we discussed, should be career.
How do they get there? What is there to get there at this point if it wasn't interrupting
If you think back to the Cena-Roman promos, Cena said that Roman beat a broken-down veteran.
I know, but does that still mean that, John Cena's in the ring?
Something should have probably happened all the way back there.
And that's it?
Something probably should have happened that way, that far back, but nothing happened. Unless Undertaker shows up in the Rumble.
I was about to say,
do we hear that? Do we hear that? Is that what's going to happen?
But what if in the Rumble we hear...
I think everyone would die. First of all, if we hear that, everyone dies.
So we're more likely to...
Yes. If that happens, say Cena's clear in the ring.
Roman's in the Rumble now.
Well, they didn't say it, but yes, he will be in the Rumble. Miz is in the Rumble, so of course he will be. Yes, yeah, you like to play that.
But it could, like you were just saying about the old promos, it could be the three of them staring each other down.
Cena and Roman could be looking at each other, and then
doesn't he have to be in the Rumble if you're gonna not do the booking of it last night?
You would think. And then
because what's bigger than last night?
And then they both look down. And when they're both looking and Roman's assuming to get hit, he just goes for Cena. That's the only thing I could possibly think.
I don't know.
It's a mess.
I don't know. It was weird because they did it at 9:00.
Yep.
It was weird because they promoted it so much and he really didn't do anything. He didn't interact with anyone, which is not surprising, but was kind of sad that he just kind of cut a promo in a tiny building.
I was hoping he'd talk normal.
With the lights on.
With the lights on.
They mentioned that, it's the first time we've seen him since Mania, but there was no mention by him of any of that.
Correct.
He didn't mention losing. He didn't mention his hat. He didn't mention going into the floor. Nothing happened.
It was like a promo where he would have come back last year, really.
Yeah. See, a lot of this show, the old stuff, was seemingly well, it was non-canon. It wasn't related to the storylines. It's just we're not going to be remember when Heath Slater lost that poker game? That's not going to be a storyline starting next week when he lost poker. So I was okay. I mean, Undertaker just come out and be meet and greet, basically. Undertaker, this is not related to anything. Don't pay attention to what he says. It doesn't matter. He's just in character because we're doing the anniversary thing. But then JR says it's a warning, so somebody got warned. I don't know who.
If JR is saying it's a warning, then I'm going to believe JR.
The only thing is, like we said, was JR supposed to say it's a warning?
I don't know if JR was there either.
Was that supposed to be?
But Vince is probably in his ear.
I know, but it's
just all confusing. Everything The Undertaker has done since WrestleMania 30 has made zero sense.
I think somehow they're going to do it anyway.
What?
Have him just come back and do
just show up, not like the Rumble thing.
They're not going to care. They're just going to do what he always does.
Yep. He'll just show up 1 week.
Like last year, what? He got thrown out by Roman.
Yeah, but that one made sense.
And then he showed up.
Yeah.
Previous years, like, people like Triple H have come to the ring and kind of called him out because they wanted to end the streak. It was basically...
How did the Brock one get set up?
Ending the streak. I mean, everything was based on ending the streak. I don't know.
The Bray one made sense.
I've never seen the Brock match, and I stand by this. I've seen every other Mania match for Undertaker. I didn't watch that one because I was like, oh, there's no way Brock Lesnar is going to win this because who cares? And then, like, why would they let this jobber... And by jobber, I mean just like part-time wrestler. Do this. But then they did, so I didn't see it.
All the way to Brock, it was for the streak.
Yeah, that was always the build.
Sean to that.
And then Bray, I'm sure, was something about I'm a god and you're just a demon.
Yes.
Something stupid, but Bray speak.
He fought Shane because Vince made him.
Yeah, so like,
I don't know how you do it this time. Like, that quote from the promo would make sense, but no one remembers it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we will.
We're going to take a break here. Here's where ads would play if we had ads. Unfortunately for you, we'll just be right back in just a second. But when we come back, we'll talk about the rest of Raw, the last 2 hours of this spectacular 24th anniversary show. So Raw returns from The Undertaker's wonderful, wonderful promo with the APA playing poker with Heath Slater and Rhino. I feel like again, but I think...
Was this when MVP showed up?
I think this is when it started, yeah. I believe he's there at this point.
Devastated the little use of MVP.
There was a little use of everyone at this poker game. Except the $1 million man who walks in and throws cash on the table to play.
You know how you have that Undertaker gong sound? If you had his laugh sound, that'd be pretty fun.
Oh, well... some people don't seem like they will be relevant past this moment in time.
I would hope not.
Although, I mean, I guess we could just play it all the time moving forward because, like, on the board also is delete. And
you just made the list.
Well, we need that soon.
But that was already there. Yeah. That was gonna be there whether he was there or not. That was the first sound that got added.
Yeah, poker, great stuff.
So, yeah, they played poker.
MVP was just randomly there. All I wanted from this show was stunners, sweet chin music, and his entrance.
You didn't get it.
I got one sweet chin music.
Luckily, they avoided entrances that required pyro.
Yeah, they were smart there. Except for Kane's.
Well, he had that really loud noise at the beginning that sounds like pyro playing through speakers.
They do that for AJ's, too.
It's really annoying. So, then for some reason, we do like an almost WrestleMania Hall of Fame segment where they introduce the greatest general managers in Raw history. John Laurinaitis, William Regal, Eric Bischoff, and then Daniel Bryan.
William Regal was the best one up there.
Daniel Bryan is not a Raw general manager.
No, they just said, and because he's here and we want a loud pop.
Yeah. So, this was strange because they did all this other stuff backstage and then John Laurinaitis, William Regal, and Eric Bischoff get to walk out.
Eric Bischoff got a loud reaction, may I add. Very loud reaction.
Yeah.
He's Eric Bischoff.
I mean, so did Laurinaitis. People power. Power of the people.
Oh, by the way, Daniel Bryan.
Laurinaitis.
He's
sorry.
He's gotta stop being a GM. I can't take it anymore.
Well, to start him off on stopping being a GM, out comes The Miz.
This is great.
Because apparently this match is happening now. Nobody said that was happening, I don't think. When they went to break, I don't remember it being mentioned because the Undertaker thing just happened.
Right.
And when they came back, nothing was mentioned. So the title match, the only one that's happening on the show, we're just going to do it in the middle of this GM segment for some reason. So he comes out to stare down Daniel.
Which was great.
Except they didn't do this either, so stop.
It leads to nothing.
Yeah, stop. Because if he doesn't wrestle at this point, oh my God.
What needs to happen is Miz
stop teasing
is doing well in the Rumble, and then Yes goes off. Or what? I don't know what his song's called.
It's not called Yes.
I'm going to call it Yes.
Although it might be.
That goes off. That's what needs to happen if you want to make anything out of this.
We're going to... In the Royal Rumble predictions, you'll get what I think is going to happen here.
Okay, that's good.
Although I think I might have mentioned it in yesterday's spoilerific live wire. But I don't know. Anyway, so then the GMs shuffle off, I guess, because they can't interrupt the more important man, the big dog, the Roman Reigns.
You know, this entrance was weird because I put my head down because I didn't care when he came out.
No, I watched.
Okay, that's good.
I
heard the booze.
I took specific notes, actually. This is my notes. We're still going at this point. I didn't give up yet. So this started with the best GM's jerk-off segment. People Power. Regal, Eric, DCTE, which is a terrible note. Sorry, everyone. The Miz giving DCTE a stare. The landscaper enters the building, live and sad, carries his sack of dirt with little pride. It's 9 p.m. Loud boos. Roman sucks.
Yeah, Roman definitely sucks.
They chanted Roman sucks loudly.
Well, of course they did. Because no one likes him.
It's been a while, though.
But they were cheering Vince, remember? Just saying.
So, I was watching to see if he was still holding the title like a douchebag.
He was.
He started out like this or something. He held it up, and then he was like... I was like... I thought you were going to do good, man.
He doesn't help himself.
I thought you were doing good.
He really doesn't. Do you remember when Mick Foley fixed the title? When he had the US one, and he was holding it like this?
Yeah.
Mick, turned it around on him.
Yeah.
It tells you all you need to know about Roman.
So, this match has a break instantly. As always. As soon as they start, they go to break. But they come back and basically stay for the rest of the match. So, at the beginning, it's just a normal start.
Usual Roman with all his same punch that he throws.
Yeah. At some point, Roman goes out and knocks the two doofuses to the ground.
He did that twice.
Well, but first he runs over and he does his drive-by, I think they call it.
Yes.
To the two doofuses, who for some reason, although they see him coming all the way around, they're just like, what's he doing? Oh, God, he got kicked in the head. Oh, I couldn't have seen that coming. It's not like it's his move or anything. So they get dumped on the ground. Then the dopes get up on the apron and piss off the ref, who he just throws him out. Can't believe it. God damn it. They threw him out. Which, okay. Why do they even let managers come to ringside? They either always cheat and don't get thrown out, or they get thrown out. That's all they're there to do.
Yeah, that's the point of a manager. Or Paul Heyman just is there.
I don't get what the point in managers are, because they just get thrown out. I get it's the storyline reason, but logically there's no reason why a sport would allow shenanigans at their... we know these people are just gonna fucking screw with the match, but we'll just leave them there anyway. Anyway. So they get thrown out, which causes Roman to punch them in the face.
Yep, of course.
So they fall off. The Miz then hits a skull-crushing finale, which Michael yells, "It's over, new champ," or something.
That's when you know.
Also, Roman was going to lose to a skull-crushing finale? I don't think so. So, he kicks out at 2, as always. Roman gets up.
I was ready for the spear.
Goes for the spear. But, while this whole, ejection and distraction was going on, and there was a little bit of arguing to the right, Miz... on the only turnbuckle that's allowed to be exposed, the middle one on the front left corner of the ring from the hard cam. If you remember at WrestleMania, the women failed to expose it, but we just pretended they did anyway. Yep. Miz, successfully, having been thrown into the corner, does expose this as he gets up. So as Roman goes to spear him, Roman's face goes straight into the exposed turnbuckle. Skull-crushing finale, 1, 2, 3, and we have a new Intercontinental Champion.
Miz is the only person on Raw that I enjoy watching on a week-to-week basis. He gets the, babyface cheers, right?
Yeah.
But he's still a heel. He makes sure he knows he's still a heel.
Yeah. He cheats, at least.
Yeah, he does all that stuff. But he's just so good at what he does, but I'm sick of him winning this belt. Yeah. He should be in the next level on SmackDown, may I add. Because he's not going to ever touch the Universal title.
Probably not.
Especially within the next year.
I'm kind of curious where they go with his feud here. Who's next?
I'm hoping Joe.
Also, I'm curious if Roman gets his rematch.
Well, what would make...
Because how could Roman lose the rematch?
What would make sense for
He never loses, so
Mania.
Twice in a row.
For Miz's match, because I don't think he can lose this title again unless they want Roman to...
How many days does Miz need to hold it to become the longest reigning Intercontinental?
At least 100.
Because there's something...
Yeah, I know.
I'll look it up. You keep talking.
But... I lost my train of thought, thanks.
Something about the Miz not losing it.
What should happen at Mania is Finn Balor versus the Miz. Get Finn a title for the first time since he won one and didn't get his match back. I think that's probably the best choice. Unless they do Samoa Joe, who I'm a fan of. He needs, 100 days. Yeah, I was right. Of course, it took
taking him 8 reigns to beat these two.
Well, it took Jericho 9 and he's only 15.
Hey, Razor Ramon's number 6.
I love Razor Ramon.
So, most people, actually, he has so many reigns compared to...
Well, now the reigns don't mean anything.
Yeah. Anyway. So, combined reigns, he's in 3rd and he needs 100 more, basically.
He'll get that. What is Mania? Yeah. Probably that many days. Or they'll say it's that many days.
Yeah. I don't think it's not going to be, but...
They'll say it is.
So you'd have to retain through Mania.
Or he wins on the...
Or he get back later, but...
Because he's going to get the record.
Yeah, so I'm not sure where they're going with this feud moving forward.
I think Roman will move on after... Maybe they'll set
Does he get a... How does he do a rematch, though?
Well, sometimes they skip him. Remember, Finn never got a rematch. But I know
no one has ever got a rematch for the Universal title.
Poor Kevin Owens.
Kevin didn't. Goldberg didn't.
Goldberg didn't want it. He wanted to go home with Little Bill.
We don't know that.
He wanted to go home with Little Bill.
I was watching the Grand Tour, which is like Top Gear, not Top Gear on Amazon Prime. Goldberg was on.
Huh.
I was like, what the fuck? Why is Goldberg here? Get the fuck out. And then I was like, wait, first when I heard his voice, I was looking at my phone, I heard his voice, I was like, Lil Bill? And then Lil Bill didn't come. By the way, for those of you not in on the Little Bill thing, I call his son Little Bill. So that's who I'm referring to when I say that.
They should know.
I don't know what his actual name is. I forget.
I don't care.
So anyway, The Miz is Intercontinental Champion. They're going to have to figure out how to not do a rematch.
But
if you get DQ'd in a rematch, like to retain,
right?
Do you get another rematch?
No.
So the Miz just chair shot.
Hopefully.
Something.
But my plan is The Miz and Finn.
Unless Roman wins the Rumble.
Moving on.
He's going to win the Rumble.
He's going to win the Rumble.
He's going to win the Rumble. No.
If he wins the Rumble, do you know what happens?
This show's canceled if he wins the Rumble.
Do you know what would happen in Philadelphia? Do you know that's who won last time they were there?
Worse than if the Eagles win the Super Bowl?
Or lose.
Either one.
Oh, it's going to be a mess.
You're going to have to really grease the polls.
It's going to be such a mess. All right, moving on.
Back to the poker game, which apparently this is when MVP, the Hardys, and they write
Only one Hardy showed up.
They write the Hardys here, but they mean Jeff.
Jeff was randomly there.
And the Usos have joined.
Like, they wasted so many people in this.
I'm happy that Jeff didn't interact with Matt on TV as, like, regular Jeff, though.
Thank God, that would have been bad.
Although, I wanted Matt to be like, who are you?
Or he's going to delete him because
he's deleted, so he doesn't know.
Oh, right.
He can't recognize him. He can't recognize him.
That's true.
He's Jeff's like, what is this? Deleted. You were deleted. You don't exist. It's perfect.
Jeff's been deleted.
So poker game. Anyway,
no one cares about the poker game. Oh, Heath Slater lost again.
Yeah, we don't go to commercial.
No, we go straight to the peep show.
Yeah, because it was like after the match, they like did like an ad or like Michael was like talking about something, and then we thought it was going to break, but then they just kept going. So now we go to Christian in the peep show. Christian comes out. He says something. I don't even remember.
He missed him.
Yeah, he likes doing the peep show or something. He wants to do the peep show more. More peep shows.
After last night, I hope he does.
People for peep shows. Anyway. And out come the Shield, or Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins.
That's not the Shield.
For a second, they sat down, and I had not been paying close attention, and Christian said, so Jason. I was like, wait, Dean Ambrose's name is Jason? And then I thought he like accidentally said his real name or something. And I was like, wait, maybe Seth's name is Jason. And I was like,
nope.
Wait, no, Jason Jordan is a member of the Shield, not Shield.
Right.
I forgot. For a complete second, I was blank on why Jason Jordan was even here. So Jordan almost goes into Big Cass Heat territory. They would not let him speak.
Yeah.
It was almost Big Cass Heat.
We were there for that.
We were there for Big Cass.
That was great.
But Big Cass Heat was worse.
Made no sense
because
to me
they
either.
booed loudly and clearly through him talking once he finally did. Whereas Jason, they kind of let him speak.
They let him come back and then they kept going.
But he talks about basically, how his dad is the best.
Yeah, that was...
and his dad doesn't suck.
Which he doesn't understand. Kurt Angle cheers for them.
He was trying to get a "you suck" chant going, I guess.
Yeah, because he sucks.
But he sucked at doing that.
Yeah.
Christian at this point basically never speaks again.
Devastating.
Christian is a mute for the rest of the segment.
Devastating.
Jason Jordan talks infinitely more. And so out come, apparently, the number one contenders for the Raw Tag Team Championships at the Royal Rumble. Sheamus and Cesaro, the bar.
Here we go.
First of all, I'm pretty sure they lost the last 2 weeks to Titus Worldwide.
Yeah, the match was announced before that.
Now, okay, fine. Like, they're going to be... But, first of all, Titus Worldwide should be pissed, which they are not. They're playing poker in the back. We'll find out later. The Shield doesn't even say, like, you losers lost twice. Why should we defend it against you again? Christian doesn't say anything because he's a mute. Michael Cole and friends are just like, yeah, the bar, woo! Like, this made no sense. What was the point in any of that? This is like, the people who wrote this wrote Daniel Bryan and Shane and just forgot what they did the day before. And it's not like it happened once, it happened twice.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row.
You don't gotta tell me twice. I know.
Why?
Well, they don't remember.
I don't want
some weeks.
Worldwide,
some weeks wins and losses doesn't matter. Some weeks they do. Clearly, the past 3 they don't.
And then, have they got their contractual rematch yet? Or is this
this is it?
Okay, so
I think. Yeah, it is. It is.
I should get mad about this. I kind of already did.
You did, but.
There's really no point of continuing to discuss this because who gives a fuck what happens.
I do because Christian got to do nothing.
But like...
Oh, and during this segment,
yeah.
They also said, like, as Shield people were coming down, that Edge couldn't be there due to prior obligations. Do you know how wrong it is not to have Edge there? Edge is more important than almost everyone that they had.
It's for the best that he wasn't, though, because they would have misused.
They saved him. They saved him. He's going to be a lot more important for the 1,000th episode of SmackDown, I assume, because that was his show. It'll be him and Undertaker. But the last time there was a Peep show, Seth Rollins wanted to break Edge's neck again and paralyze him.
Oh.
So, people change.
So, yeah. So then...
it was useless, though.
Sheamus and Cesaro started to use suck chant at Jason Jordan.
Crowd got behind it.
Jason Jordan tried to start it himself and failed earlier in the segment.
Yeah.
Jason attacks. They fight. Seth goes on a suicide dive. Michael says, oh my God, he goes extreme or something. And I was like, he does this literally every time you go to break. Not really that extreme. They get back in the ring. There's a little bit of fight. Seth goes for a flying forearm. Misses.
Knee, actually.
Knee, whatever. Misses, kills Jason Jordan, and I guess they're going to
just ended.
Break up at Rumble or something.
What Dave Meltzer reported today on the Observer. That the plan is for Seth and Jordan to fight at WrestleMania. I'm pretty sure.
I think I booked that last week.
This is what I complained about last week.
I think I booked
that this was going to happen.
I'm pretty sure we booked this.
So, I am very upset that this was still going to happen. But, I mean, you could just see it from a mile away.
You could just look at it like I did at the beginning of this segment. Dean's real name is Jason. It's just
it was supposed to be Dean and Seth. That was the plan.
But they're doing it anyway.
So they replaced it with Jason Jordan? Jason Jordan's nothing.
He's the best wrestler
He's supposed to fight Kurt by now.
Yeah, that would be better. But Kurt's fighting Triple H, probably.
And who's Braun fighting?
Nobody like last year.
He's like, at this end of the show, he was...
Kane.
Kane's gone after this, I hope.
Big Show and Kane.
Handicap match?
Big Show. Big Show.
It's just a mess. WrestleMania is... it's just not going to be good.
So for some reason, I guess getting hit in the face accidentally, Jason cannot understand because there's not a replay of this because there's not a fucking bunch of cameras around. So Jason will always think that Seth did it on purpose.
Right. That's fine.
I don't know why that is because sometimes they'll be like, look at the monitor, and other times they can't look at the monitor. So I don't know. Anyway, that ends.
On to the more women.
Yeah. Alexa is in the back doing an interview where she is shorter than the interviewer.
Which is not good.
It was funny. I just saw it.
And then the tallest person in the world.
Yeah, so in comes Charlotte, who's gigantic, who cuts an actual good promo because she's a heel in this segment.
Yeah, she was.
So it was like, thank God, it doesn't suck. Finally, back to
Charlotte. If Charlotte, everyone should be lucky Charlotte's a champion because she would be winning the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
she wins everything. She would have been winning this.
So she explains basically, Alexa, you're short. She says you don't have the size to be champion.
You don't have the physical something.
Yeah, you're not. Flair. You're not the champ. You suck. You blow. Yeah. I don't know why she cares since like they're on opposite.
I guess because Charlotte beat her.
But they're both champs on opposite brands, so it's kind of a weird like why are they arguing? But anyway, Ric Flair then comes in because to beat the lady, you gotta beat a lady, and so the man comes in and then he woos and then he waves his arm or something and looks like an animatronic and then
he looked dead.
Woo. Alexa's champ tonight, but Charlotte's champ until she retires and woo, and then they leave.
It was useless. They used Ric Flair in very little way, just like most of the roster.
Well, yeah, every time the SmackDown people showed up, it was just like randomly.
All backstage.
Yeah.
I don't know why they were there.
I don't know. Yeah. I still don't know why AJ was there, but we'll get to him when we get to him.
I don't know why AJ was there. The Usos were just at a poker game.
But it's like, at least they were on like Raw. Like AJ doesn't have much of a Raw.
AJ had his SmackDown backstage promo. Just put it on Raw this week.
Yeah. So, we're back at the Manhattan Center.
Finally.
Where Bray Wyatt's coming to the ring. And I was like, oh God, why? And then I wanted them to do Bray at the Manhattan Center and Matt at the Barclays Center.
Laugh at each other.
So they can do it through the screens, but like from two live venues at once. I thought that would have been great.
But they're dumb.
Instead, they're having a match.
Yeah.
That's like...
How
do I know when someone wins this feud if matches keep happening at random
shows? How
they
had the 205 tour?
Yes, I do.
They had everyone at that show.
Oh, yeah, it was 205 Live.
Yeah, they had 205 Live matches.
Yeah, it was
during commercials and stuff.
That's
what they brought with them.
Who's winning on the tour? Is Bray or Matt winning?
I think Matt won.
Okay. Because
it's...
usually the house shows are like a rehearsal of the actual thing, so I was just curious as to what they were doing.
Well, because it's a live event, so...
I know. But anyway, so...
I honestly don't know because it was 205 Live.
Okay, but fine.
Enzo was on those.
Yes.
That was the last scene of Enzo Amore.
Nia Jax, a special guest ref.
She won the match for him.
So, anyway, Bray and Matt are having a match, which I'm confused because usually not only does Bray lose everything, and by feud,
always.
Every feud.
Every time.
But also, usually this stuff builds to pay-per-view matches, and then I go, oh, Bray lost the feud because he lost at the pay-per-view.
Correct.
But now we're having matches on Raw and...
Raw 25.
205 Live.
205 Live.
I don't know. How do I know when someone's winning this feud or not?
I think this feud's just non-existent.
Well...
I don't know what they're doing. Unless it leads to a deletion show.
This can't go all the way to Mania, can it?
I don't think so. I think they'll put it on the Elimination Chamber?
Elimination, yeah.
Okay, I think they'll put the special match on that.
I just want it to end. Please end it. It's not working.
Well, it looks like the family's about to join.
It's Bray's fault, but it's not working.
I hope you know.
It's not Bray's fault, but it is Bray's fault.
It's always Bray's
Bray's
fault.
in the segment, so it's Bray's fault.
Bray kills people almost as much as John Cena.
So, for some reason, Bray wins a pretty quick match. I don't know. I want to see you next week if they pay attention, if this happened. Or are we pretending this was a house show?
I think they're going to pretend. Well, they're both in the Rumble. We'll see what happens in the Rumble.
Because this might...
Because one of them are throwing each other out.
during the Finn feud, they either ignored a different match or the bucket of blood. But one of the two matches, they were just like, oh, he beat him once, we're going for the third one. It's like, no, this is like the fourth time.
And then they did a fourth one, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, no, you can't.
When he was turned into Abigail.
So I'm assuming that this is the match that doesn't count match.
But at the Manhattan Center, Jeff Hardy appeared, and he saying that they were obsolete.
Okay, well.
They gave him a little something.
We'll see.
That they paid $800 to get nothing, so at least they gave him that.
So, out come the women of history, similar to the GM. They just kind of line up on the stage.
This was a mess, too.
The Bellas, Maurice, Jacqueline, Kelly, Tori Wilson, Michelle McCool, Maria Kanellis, Lillian Garcia, Trish Stratus, and somebody's missing from that. I'm pretty positive. There's an old lady in it.
Oh, Terry Runnels.
There you go.
No one cares about Terry Runnels.
Okay.
Former wife of Goldust.
Someone was missing, all right?
I'd just like to say that the only one I cared about from when they came out was Michelle McCool.
I was like, is your husband still wrestling?
I like Michelle McCool.
Didn't answer.
Maria Kanellis didn't even have her theme music. She had the one of failed.
Then they just got shuffled off.
Yeah, they didn't even, I thought when they had the 8-woman man person thing, they'd come out there. No,
shuffled off. So
this is the best part of the show after the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, so then we finally get to Elias backstage.
Of course.
Where he's walking around with his guitar. And he runs into...
You just made the list!
Back from Japan, I guess.
Wearing the Alpha Club shirt, man. Not even a brand new shirt.
Back from Japan for now until he goes back to...
He's going back to Japan. Thank God after this, because they wasted him.
So...
They had to.
Basically, Jericho would like to sing a song, asks if he can borrow the guitar. Elias says no. He says, okay, well, I have my own, so that's cool. It's literally the same guitar as Elias has. It's wherever they get these that he breaks every week. He probably actually took the guitar from Jericho after, because he broke the other one later in the segment. He plays a song about how Elias is a stupid idiot, and that now he has...
You just made the list!
Made the list, and he puts him on the list.
That was maybe the loudest crowd reaction.
Yep. And
imagine she went out there. They would have been Omega and stuff. That's why you go out there.
That was pretty much it. So I was like, okay, cool, we're done with Elias. But no, wrong. Get back from break, and Elias is in the ring. And he's going to play a song. So he sings a song about how basically Shawn Michaels, The Rock, and people suck.
Call out Jimmy Fallon randomly.
Jimmy Fallon's in the front row, so hey, Jimmy, I guess we got to do that.
I don't think Jimmy cared.
No, he didn't. Elias sings about John Cena, which means Cena comes out, and they talk for a second, I guess. They talk about a beach ball in the crowd, because Cena loves beach balls now. He has to point it out every freaking time. Cena, I have decided, is playing the character of John Cena. He's an imposter playing John Cena.
Yeah.
John Cena. He's not in character anymore.
No, he's
just playing somebody.
John Cena just doesn't exist anymore.
Because when The Rock comes back, The Rock plays The Rock.
Yeah.
When Cena comes back, Cena is being a person being John Cena. He's not in character at all.
The last time he was with Roman.
Yeah, it comes and goes.
He come back 5 times.
But I don't know. That's my problem with him right now.
He's kind of lost.
Just when you are wrestling, be the wrestler John Cena, please. Don't be guy on the Today Show John Cena.
Yeah.
Wearing wrestling gear.
See, because he was the Today Show.
He's trying too hard to be The Rock.
He got beat up by Elias.
He tries too hard to be The Rock, be funny and just be John Cena. It's making me crazy.
Hey, Elias won the segment. That was shocking.
So then they start fighting because they fought at Christmas, I guess. I don't know why this is still happening. They start fighting.
Because he fills in for Samoa Joe.
Okay.
Samoa Joe and Cena was supposed to have something, and Joe
I don't
died.
know. Okay.
Joe's foot messed up. Yeah,
so. The problem I have is Elias keeps going between being a member of the Miztourage honorarily and then just having John Cena segments.
So let's just agree Cena's eliminating Elias.
Or Elias is eliminating Cena.
I doubt it.
Probably not, but...
I have my doubts.
So Cena tries to hit the AA. Elias hits a blatant low, as Michael Cole says. I was like, it's not a match, Michael. It can be blatant. There's no rules. Elias then grabs the guitar and bashes Cena over the head. Elias
hits his awful finisher.
Hits his neck breaker.
Yep.
Some sort of
just
neck breaker. And yells at the crowd. So I guess we're doing this now.
Yep.
Hopefully not for too long, because I don't know how you're going to book the Undertaker Cena thing and Elias Cena at the same time.
Yep.
Well, you just ripped your cord off the table, but it's all right.
It's okay.
Doesn't matter. It's fine. Whatever. It's fine. Yeah, I guess this is happening. Tilt Chamber? What is the Elimination Chamber?
No, I think Cena might be in the chamber.
Well, we don't really know what the chamber is. We assume it's number one contender.
I'd hope Braun's in it.
Number one contender.
Do we got any pictures of it?
Unless they're both in the fucking chamber. February 12th on 2017. So what the fuck?
I believe it's Raw. Is that what you're wondering?
No, but what day?
Oh.
How long do I gotta wait?
I don't know. You're looking at something that I don't know.
I need to get to 20.
That's 2017.
I know, but I needed a way to get here.
Just look up Elimination Chamber 2018.
What the fuck? Oh, February 25th. Okay. I got it.
It's not that far.
At the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada.
They don't have to wait a year and a half.
Or as it says for some reason, Paradise, Nevada.
In the new chamber, remember.
Is Paradise, Nevada not Las Vegas, or is Las Vegas Paradise?
It's at the T-Mobile Arena.
I know, but this is Paradise, Nevada, which I guess is technically adjacent to the city of Las Vegas. For some reason, I guess everyone lies when they say the T-Mobile Arena is in Las Vegas, because I guess it's in Paradise, according to Wikipedia right now. Anyway, so I guess it could go that long. And then you do a month of build with Undertaker, and then
yeah, I guess.
I guess that's what's happening. All right, so at the chamber, fucking Cena and Elias in a guitar match.
We got it on Christmas.
A guitar match. Is that
a thing? Guitar on a pole match.
Oh God, no! And then Undertaker comes out and replaces the guitar with an urn on a pole, and then it's like dum.
Yeah,
possibly like that. And then they just book it right there.
The guitar disappears.
So anyway, who cares? Moving on.
Not me.
The New Day joins the poker game.
The New Day was there too.
Cheats. JBL yells at everyone to not yell. I was ready for him to say we're going to take this to Wrestler's Court, but he did not. I was pretty upset with that. I was really bummed he didn't say that. Then there's an argument where Heath Slater and Rhino need to have a fight with Titus Worldwide because Heath Slater cheated, and Ted DiBiase won the poker game.
Oh yeah, I'm done with the poker game.
Damn. There you go. Done. That was it.
Yeah, that's when the match was made.
Mark Henry appears backstage. I popped really loud for this.
I did too. Mark Henry.
Not expecting that.
Randomly showed up. He wasn't even announced.
No, he interacts with the Godfather. Mark Henry tries to steal his wife. They get over it, and that's it.
Yeah, good for Mark Henry.
I'm glad he was there, but I was hoping.
Do you know he supposedly isn't retired?
Yeah, I was hoping he was announcing his return.
He should win the title. He should win the Royal Rumble.
Him and Braun at Mania.
Probably already happened.
So now we go to the ridiculous Heath Slater, Rhino, Titus O'Neil, Apollo Crews match, which takes place for some reason, basically over a poker game, which I thought was going to be an excuse to get them beat up by DX or something.
Yep.
But, because at this point we didn't know. At this point, Manhattan Center is burning to the ground as nothing has taken place since Bray Wyatt defeated Matt Hardy in 5 seconds. This match is taking place now, which is annoying. But no, instead, after a brawl on the outside, the ref calls for the bell because he's mad. The Dudleys come out. Forgot they were coming. They get a whole segment where they get to put...
They even got their entrances.
Yeah, they get to put... they didn't get Pyro. But they probably were... Yeah, no, they were gone by the time Pyro... Yeah, fuck. They got screwed. So then Heath Slater and Rhino are going to be put through a table, but Rhino's like, no, take Heath. He has kids.
Yeah, Rhino turned on his tag team.
And then he helps them get the table.
Yep.
Rhino's helping get the table. And he's like, yeah, kill Heath. I don't want him anymore. So they put Heath through a table, and that's...
I'd just like to say Rhino and the Dudleys all put their arm up. I'll just say.
Rhino's
back though. I think that's how Rhino came back to the main roster. It was a fate. It was 4 against 3. It was the Dudleys, Tommy Dreamer. They needed a partner, so they had Rhino.
Oh.
It was a mess.
So anyway, for some reason that segment took place.
You heard Tommy Dreamer, so.
I guess they needed a match to do that for some reason. I don't know why. Backstage, AJ Styles is being interviewed about...
He got a lot of pop.
Stuff.
He got a lot of pop.
He brings in Mean Gene. Mean Gene brings up the 2-on-1 handicap match. AJ says, "Let me tell you something, brother," basically, but doesn't say brother. Then,
Yeah, couldn't bring him back, but they could say the quote.
AJ talks about leaving the Rumble with the title, and that's it.
Did they even say anything about The Rock? At all?
Elias.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, I'd like to say this is the point where they start, showing the stupid pictures.
No, they kept doing that, yeah.
Well, yeah, but this was the main part. I only remember because they showed CM Punk, and that was the only time the crowd got crazy.
Pipe bomb, they said in the opening
video.
Well, that
was great, too.
Opening video.
But, you could hear the crowd reaction. Yeah. They were just all dead, and then he showed up, and they're like, oh! And then...
Yeah. So now, finally, we return to the Manhattan Center. It's 10:40 almost.
Maybe. It might have been later.
It could have been 10:45, where DX comes out. And by DX, I mean Shawn and Triple H first come out.
The good DX.
Basically, Shawn Michaels goes to recite everything not PG they did. Triple H says, "Shut the hell up." Triple H then kind of basically tells the most boring story about how they did nothing that people wanted them to do and everything they wanted to do.
Yep, he brought up China.
Rick Rude and China, and they had a great time, and they were the best. New Age Outlaws come out and cut their promo. X-Pac comes out.
I forgot why X-Pac was the big last person to come out. I was like, 1, 2, 3, kid, right?
Yes. He no longer has heat named after him. Roman took the heat. So they're having their little reunion, but they can't do it without, they're supposed to be. They're supposed to bring out, Kevin Nash and Razor.
He didn't go.
But Kevin Nash couldn't make it because
they got Razor Ramon.
Hip surgery or something. So here comes Razor.
Full entrance and all. Everyone, actually, I read the people at the Manhattan Center, considering how bad of a night they had, that was one of their favorite parts.
But mid-entrance, commercial break. I died when they left. I was sitting and I just fell to the floor. And I was like...
It was just such a...
They zoom in on his head chewing a toothpick, and then it's just commercial. I was like... I thought I went to Twitter immediately to see if something had happened. Yeah. Because they're on a 30-second delay. I was like, did a guy jump and tackle him? Was there a shooting? What is going on? Nope, did he choke on his toothpick?
He looked not dead like I expected him to, by the way.
So So I was like, okay, that's weird. So then
the club.
Out comes the real club.
The Balor Club, is that what they're calling them?
The
now?
Balor Club, yes.
Okay.
Because Too Sweet.
Yep, that was the whole thing. That was pretty cool.
Something in the ring, but Too Sweet. Out comes the club. They Too Sweet, whatever. But
everyone freaked out.
Yeah.
They did the Young Bucks Too Sweet. Whoop, whoop.
Then the Revival comes because it's their time to be sacrificed.
Match.
We knew they were going to be sacrificed.
This was their first loss.
But apparently they're fighting the club.
Yeah, first loss.
So they fight Gallows and Anderson club.
In a 5-second match.
So they fight the club. The Balor Club.
The Balor Club
representing the Balor Club.
Right.
It's the proper way to do it.
Because he's the Balor, they're the club.
So everyone else is just standing on the outside.
Literally the most people by ringside, not in a lumberjack
in a tiny
match.
building. So they're all standing out there. It's a pretty normal match. Revival loses because...
That was their first loss.
Yep.
5 seconds.
It was weird. I don't know why they couldn't just get beat up. I don't know why there had to be a match. Especially why would you... I feel like the club versus... Revival would be a big deal thing, not something you just throw out there randomly.
You would hope.
Do it. But they did. So they have their match. They lose. Everyone else gets in the ring. Everyone does their finisher.
We got the X-Pac thing. We got the stupid punches from Road Dogg. We got the Famouser by Billy Gunn. We got the super kick. We got the pedigree. And then we finally got the coup de grace.
Yeah, they all are like, Finn, join, go up there, and Shawn Michaels is like looking up there and on the ground and all weird things that were happening throughout the segment. So he was good.
Oh, he also called himself HB Shizzle.
Yeah, he was fun.
As always. He never fails.
This was an okay segment, except for making the Revival lose for no reason.
Yeah,
it was one thing to beat them up, but it was another thing to also make them lose a match.
Because they're supposed to be important.
So that was bad.
Also, if they could fight for the tag titles, that'd be great.
But I assume that we're going to pretend this never happened and move on.
Yep.
So
we're just getting ready for the 4-way tag team title match at WrestleMania.
6-pack challenge?
Probably.
8-pack challenge?
They have so many tag teams all of a sudden.
So this segment ends, it's like after 11, but we still have to do Brock, Kane, and Braun. So before they go to break, they show Kurt Angle bringing out all the legends that are there and the roster to surround ringside.
Man, they brought Christian out there who can't wrestle. They brought out Brother Love. I don't need to explain that. The APA was the only one that made sense.
Hey, didn't JBL retire due to injury?
Maybe.
Technically, I think
he can hit the clothesline.
So they come out to keep them from interacting, which I don't know, like the guy last week or 2 weeks ago, Braun pulled the set down on someone's head and killed them.
Yeah.
So I don't know how like anyone's going to stop this guy, but okay.
Braun got very loud cheers.
So I believe Kane came out first.
No, Braun.
When they get back from break. Braun came out first, fine. He gets in the ring.
He was like really mad.
So then everyone gets, some people at least, get in the ring to form a wall between Kane as he comes out and Braun. So Kane comes out, the wall remains. Paul Heyman comes out, says that his client is here and his client is the only person who matters and all these legends suck, and he's the Universal Heavyweight, for some reason, champion. And out comes Brock. As Brock is coming down the ramp, not only do the people around the ring make him a path to get to the ring, but the people in the ring separating Braun and Kane just get out.
Yeah, they left. They were done.
So then all the legends are just idiots standing around, and the main roster, I guess, not doing their lumberjacking job or bodyguarding.
I say Brock ran over Braun.
So they all, Kane and Braun attack each other.
Kane got left in the ring.
Kane gets F5'd.
Braun went for Brock. Brock took him out. Brock F5'd him.
Yep.
Braun came back and then just put him to the table.
Yeah, and then they go, the table sort of breaks, then finally collapses, but it was awkward. It looked painful. And then it just ends.
Yeah, that was round 25.
As a go-home show, that was awful.
Yeah.
Because nothing went home. And that last segment, which was supposed to go home, was so much worse than anything leading up to that part of the feud.
They're keeping Braun strong so he cannot win the title.
But they went from, like, killing people with the set falling on them to breaking an announce table.
Yeah, they went back.
Significant step down.
Yeah.
He didn't kill, like, the legends at ringside. He didn't do anything. That was it.
I would pay to see.
I know they ran out of time, but it was stupid. I'm tired of Brock showing up just to have brawls at the end of shows.
I'm tired of Brock showing up.
But it happens a lot. Like, he just brawls and then leaves.
I like Brock. He's supposed to, like, wrestle a few matches soon, like, to get prepared so he can do a few suplexes and all that good stuff. But he needs to not have a title. It'd be interesting.
I don't know. So, overall, though, I think as an anniversary type show,
it's pretty bad.
There was the DX segment was good.
As always.
The Stone Cold thing was fine. Again, Stone Cold probably should have talked, but I'm going to ignore the poker game.
Oh, at the Manhattan Center, I forgot to say when they went off the air, The Miz and Seth Rollins showed up.
Oh.
And Seth did a blackout, which is the curb stop.
So I'm going to say that those segments were fine. The DX, Stone Cold, and I'm going to say the poker game was fine only because it was what it was.
MVP!
But the Undertaker segment was not only underwhelming, but confusing.
Made no sense, yep.
And it happened at 9 p.m. I can't stop saying that enough. But then the women's segment was, I just thought, rude. Mm-hmm. Like, all night you're telling me about how the first ever Women's Rumble's happening, and you line them up on the stage and just go, bye, get off my stage, please.
They did what they used to do and have them out there for 2 minutes and leave.
They did the same thing with the GMs. I don't care, but I thought it was weird. Mm-hmm. And then they had I thought the Boogeyman Teddy Long, it was strange because it was just like jamming a bunch of people in the room at once, but fine, whatever. I don't really care.
Why wasn't Coachman out there for the general managers?
Good point. Also, Teddy Long never GM'd Raw, really. I feel like he had to.
I thought he did too.
In like the 90s.
But like Coachman was like...
And Daniel Bryan got to go out there, so just send Teddy Long out there.
Coachman's the automatic general manager I think of. I don't think of John Laurinaitis.
Yeah. I'm disappointed. Boogeyman didn't interact with anyone I wanted him to interact with.
Broken Matt. Woken, whatever. I don't care.
The Peep Show was terrible.
Because Christian was used awful.
And the segment wasn't fun. Mm-hmm. Didn't care about the segment. It's confusing, and all it is to book Seth and Jason, I guess. Which, yep. Oh, God. How
do you go from fighting Triple H to fighting Jason Jordan?
I don't know. But they think Jason matters, so it's...
No one else does.
But they do.
It'll be a good match, don't get me wrong, but I don't care.
No, get me wrong. It'll be bad because I think...
Well, because no one's going to care.
Slow plotting Seth and fucking Jason Jordan are not going to...
They're wasting Seth.
I don't even know...
I can't even explain it.
Jason's not huge, but I worry.
Yeah.
I feel either Seth is going to break Jason because he can't lift him correctly, or he's going to be broken.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't like that size.
I don't like the match.
Yeah. The women's segment, fine, whatever, but the commercial breaks in the middle of it were annoying. That was pretty much it. Oh, and they did Bray and Matt, which was not... That was I think that's my lowest rated segment.
I'd say my top 3 would probably be DX, Stone Cold.
So all the segments that are not related to like actual Raw.
Because the actual Raw segments are awful.
I know.
Because actual Raw shows are awful.
But I guess, I mean, it doesn't... I went into the show trying to be positive because
I did too.
I knew like this doesn't really matter. But then it was like, this is a waste of my time. This is just wasting my time. I'm not... After the first segment, it was like, oh my God, what are we doing?
I could give my quick complaints of who wasn't there. Even though they had so many people there. There was so many people from Raw's history that are 10 times more important than Brother Love and the Boogeyman. Just to name 2. Batista, not there.
Probably for a reason, but I don't know.
Edge, I know the reason, but still.
He had a reason.
Still not there. I just had someone in my head and fell out. McFoley.
Randy Orton.
That one was bad. There was no reason he shouldn't be there.
I mean, I don't know what they would have done with him.
But he still should have been there.
Yeah.
Randy Orton.
Actually, him and Cena should have faced off in the ring.
Easily.
Just cause. Troll the crowd.
So, yeah, Edge, Batista, Randy. Those are like 3 big ones. Mick Foley, who didn't want to go because he got fired. He wanted to sell the... That made no sense to me. Lita.
Oh, yeah.
She wasn't there, but Terry Runnels came back.
She must have had something to do, because she's always there.
She said she just wasn't invited.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's good. Yeah.
Wasn't that like one of their top 10 moments?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I could say CM Punk, but he wasn't going to be there.
Overall, I think we've decided it failed as go home and it failed as an anniversary.
It was
I would have been happier if they just did like the first hour's anniversary, the last 2 hours are go home, and stop trying to...
I just want to say they're lucky it's the Royal Rumble. Because
I
love the Royal Rumble, so I'm automatically excited.
They didn't have to do too much going on.
But if you said this was WrestleMania, I would be out.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, they're lucky this isn't SummerSlam.
I think my most annoyed thing was just the fact that they don't seem to remember Titus Worldwide 1, 2.
Yeah, that's killing you.
So, now we're going to get to our new segment, questions or question of the week, of which I have come up with the question or questions. At some point, someone may suggest one. If you're out there and you want to suggest one, go ahead. But you're probably not, especially at this part of the video. It's very long at this point. So,
well, maybe if they email.
Yeah, there's Twitter,
mailbag type.
Facebook, Twitter, links. Anyway, maybe on the website I'll find. There's got to be a way to put a form on there. I'll put a Google form on a page on there. Yeah, that makes sense. Smart me. So the question I had, now that we are almost at the first of the big four, after WrestleMania,
yep,
after SummerSlam,
yep,
and at the end of the year,
yep,
who is the Universal and who is the WWE? We're just doing the world titles.
So at the end of the year?
No, at each step. WrestleMania.
Oh, okay.
Mania.
Okay.
SummerSlam.
So are we going to both say our things?
Yeah.
And Survivor Series count? Is that a big four?
No, we're just doing... It is, but that feels like the end of the year.
Okay.
Whoever leaves Survivor Series as champ will be at the end of the year, probably.
Yeah, okay.
So
unless you're Jinder Mahal.
So who leaves Mania? Okay. Who leaves SummerSlam? Okay. Who leaves Survivor Series? The end of the year?
Who leaves Mania? Roman Reigns.
As Universal.
Yeah.
That one's locked in.
And SmackDown.
SmackDown's tough.
SmackDown, I might be giving away my Royal Rumble winner. I'm just going to say it. Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay. All right. Well.
That didn't give away anything.
No.
Because Roman could win the Rumble.
Yeah. I'm locked in on Roman as the Universal.
Yeah.
SmackDown's hard.
I had it between two people.
SmackDown's hard. Now, the title's changing hands in the Roman match.
Guaranteed. SmackDown, maybe not.
You see, okay.
But if it's who I think it's going to be, it has to.
I feel like this Shinsuke thing can't happen right now.
It has to, though.
It does.
Like, he lost twice to Jinder Mahal. If you want to save him, he has to win a Mania. But, they could always go with the current general manager of SmackDown.
What about Finn Balor?
Ooh, going to SmackDown?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that.
All right, I'm locking Finn.
All right.
I feel like
they got WWE champion.
I feel like they don't probably want to do a draft or anything.
So he picks.
That's why you move him.
They're keeping him safe. They haven't ruined him yet.
Yeah. I have maybe Finn wins the Rumble and goes on to face AJ.
He's up there.
At Mania.
Certain Rumble.
Although that's a match they just did, but I feel like Shinsuke's not. It's not time. It is time, but they're not. They
won't pull the trigger.
They haven't set it up for time because they've screwed up. So all right.
I'm hoping it's
so heading to SummerSlam. Who leaves SummerSlam? Universal. Start there. Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Sorry, but
okay. I think by then they will finally,
unless he fucks up by then,
steroids that could finally come and haunt him.
We don't know if he's being punished right now. Who knows?
Probably not.
Well, we don't.
If they don't have to,
we assume he lost the title to set him up to win the Universal vote. Maybe
I'm going to say Braun Strowman. They have to give him the title eventually, and they pushing him as the baby face now. He has to, if he beats Roman, that's like the final. I mean, who else is going to beat Roman?
No, Roman's not beat Braun yet, right?
I don't think so. He might have once.
I think he still needs to win, is what his deal is. Fair.
But do you see Braun and Roman?
Well, no.
At SummerSlam?
I have a terrible fear.
What?
We'll get to it at Survivor Series. So, who retains the WWE?
Oh, by then? So
SummerSlam. Leaving SummerSlam.
I'm going to assume Shinsuke is going in as champion. He will not be leaving. Who's on SmackDown at the time?
Oh, this is the problem, but
man, because I want to say one person, but then Money in the Bank has already happened. Remember this. So we probably should have said who we think wins Money in the Bank.
Is Money in the Bank back to being?
It's two. It's both shows.
both shows.
So
in one bank?
I think so. I think it'll be 4-4.
There's not 4 Money in the Bank matches?
Right.
Okay.
Because it's the women's now. So should we put that part in too?
Fine. Who wins Money in the Bank?
Who needs Money in the Bank? Who wins Money in the Bank? It's a big difference. I'm going to go with The Miz.
Is The Miz on Raw in this scenario?
The Miz is on SmackDown.
See, I don't think they just had SmackDown to have the Money in the Bank. I don't see SmackDown.
So who do you think's going to win the Money in the Bank? Wait a minute. Let me go back. I think Seth Rollins wins the Money in the Bank.
Seth Rollins wins Money in the Bank. All right, Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank.
Because there's no draft. We're assuming no draft, and we just get nothing good. No switch.
They'll probably...
Because if we're talking about people that should switch, it probably should be him. But I'm going to assume no switch, Seth Rollins.
Money in the Bank. I can't even think of, who even exists who's not. Because, I feel like they just did Baron Corbin.
I want to say Joe.
So who's on a Baron Corbin level?
Does anyone get called up?
I don't even... Is anyone in NXT?
Aleister Black might get called up. Be a little early.
I don't see him winning Money in the Bank.
Adam Cole won't be called up.
Ugh. Man.
Money in the Bank stuff. Money in the Bank.
I mean, unless Finn wins Money in the Bank and then didn't have the title to begin with.
Well, I'm trying to figure out who's going to be at a point where they need something. They could have Jason Jordan win.
Chad Gable.
Ooh.
Because I figured they got to break up. You said Jason.
I would love to see Chad Gable win. I like Chad Gable.
They'd make him lose the match, probably.
Yeah, guaranteed. But that'd be cool.
But I'm told he's good and they want to push him at some point. So
I'm happy you're told that. I'm not.
If I'm told that. All right. So back to WWE Champ after SummerSlam. You had...
Shinsuke going in.
Shinsuke going in. I have Finn going in.
It's messy.
Messy.
SmackDown's so hard.
But I know who I have leaving.
Who?
Bobby Roode. Because Vince McMahon loves Bobby Roode.
Is he heel?
Well, it depends if the club is... I don't know what they are. He's probably just Bobby Roode.
Okay.
He's glorious.
He is glorious.
Have you heard...
Yeah, Byron ruined it last week.
I think at that point it's time.
I wouldn't mind that at all. So Roode loses the U.S. eventually.
Because I have Shinsuke at next Mania doing all his
Shinsuke. We have to wait that long.
They haven't built to it at all.
Well, they don't build to anything.
Do
you remember who won the Rumble last year? They didn't build to that. They just said, "Oh yeah, he's going to win."
I know, but they gotta build.
You have way too much hope in Vince McMahon.
Well, I have Bobby Roode.
That's fine. I like Bobby Roode. I'm gonna go with Shinsuke. This is SummerSlam, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Shinsuke versus. And there's no superstar shakeup. That makes everything so much harder.
Because my own logic is Finn and AJ continue feuding. AJ loses the feud.
Yep.
Which is why Bobby then gets into it and wins it. I can't have AJ win again right then because that would be weird.
Yeah, well, I can't have AJ win either.
And then Finn and him could, feud over the rights to the club. Come on, just pick someone. It doesn't even matter.
It's not that easy.
It matters. We're going to look back in a year.
Because I had...
Be both wrong and everything.
Because I had Money in the Bank being Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins will cash in at SummerSlam.
All right. So, we've got... For you, Universal is Braun.
At SummerSlam. Yep.
And Seth Rollins for the WWE.
Yep.
I have Roman retaining still through SummerSlam.
Probably.
And I have Bobby Roode as the WWE.
I like that.
Now, Survivor Series / end of the year. On the Universal side, this is where I have Braun picking it up.
Okay.
This is where I have Braun picking it up.
Okay.
For a reason I will disclose after you make your choice.
Okay. I'm gonna have Braun keep it.
Braun keeps it. All right. I have a fear that Roman will not win the Rumble this year, but
win it next year.
Having never beaten Braun Strowman. He's never won.
Never won fair and square, yeah.
He's out of the title picture now that Braun's champ. He can't do it. But he wins the Rumble to defeat Braun at Mania. Because he's got it, he beat Brock at Mania. He beat Undertaker. Now he beats Braun. Every Mania, Roman just beats somebody he can't beat. It's a thing.
Okay. Well, in my plan, next WrestleMania, how you had Shinsuke finally, I have John Cena winning the record-breaking 17. And he's going to win the WWE title because the red belt's fake. That will be the main event. Who going in? Well, they're not too scared to put the belt on AJ at the end of the year because they do that every year. But it won't be him. I think AJ's going to chill out. He might go to Raw. Who knows? Seth Rollins. I don't think Seth Rollins would keep it because usually when you cash in, you don't keep it that long. Ever. Such a stupid. Well, because I don't want Cena. I have Cena winning eventually. I just thought, what if they have Roman just keep the belt all the way and just have Roman Cena for the record?
They can't do that again. They can't. No, they can't keep the belt a year.
You don't think they could, but they would.
No, somebody will put a stop to that. They'll put a stop to it.
Do we know how long Dean Ambrose was injured?
Till after Mania. I don't know.
See, because that could be the feud that develops. I'll just have Seth keep.
Seth, all right.
I am going to be so wrong, so it doesn't even matter.
So, I have Bobby keeping, but because I need somebody in my next Road to WrestleMania season to switch hands, because I don't have the Universal title switching hands at that point. So I think Bobby would probably lose it like Rumble or that sort of season to set up that. What I think is Shinsuke and like AJ or something Mania match. So that's where I have to have it get lost in the shuffle. I'd say I don't know, AJ gets the belt back probably. Shinsuke wins the Rumble.
Because I like the title to stay on people's hands.
Or honestly, I think Shinsuke should win the title back and AJ wins the Rumble.
I would like it better that way.
I feel like just
have Shinsuke win it like Survivor Series.
No, because Bobby wins it.
Well, I don't know.
So wrong.
But it's ruining Shinsuke if he has a 2-month title reign. If he's wrestling next year, we're going to have a problem.
All right. Well, this has gone on long enough, by far. Way too long. This is the longest episode we will ever have done, I think. I don't even know why it went this long.
Raw 25. It was a long episode.
Well, it was Enzo, and then it was this. So, if you want to send in your own question, I'm going to figure out how to do that. But for now, just leave it below. If there's a link in the description that says questions here, then click that one. But I don't know if it will be there. The comment section is fine for now. Anyways, there are other links below, such as Facebook, Twitter. Other videos are available on the sidebar and at the end via the screen where they will pop up. His stuff hopefully will get down there. My stuff is already down there. Don't forget, if you're new, you should subscribe, and chances are you are, because there's like 7 people subscribed as I do this, and
hey now.
One of them's me. So
hey now.
Probably one of them's him.
Probably.
So I know one person out there who came from my other stuff. So hey there. But hey, don't forget, Facebook, you can watch it. You can watch it here. You can find it on the website, which is also below. Other than that, this has been Raw 25. We'll be back on Friday with the Royal Rumble and back Wednesday night / Thursday morning very early with SmackDown and probably TakeOver. God, that's going to take a while to film. Anyways, thank you very much for tuning in, and see you later.